I wonder what lies beneath the term Zag-Muku. In ancient Babylonia, each Anunnaki god had his own day of festival in the calendar. The first day of the year, or Zag-Muku, was sacred to the goddess Ba'u. King Gudea, who made Ningersu his favorite, attempted to work him into this festival by uniting him in marriage with Ba'u. But later, the Zag-Muku was transformed into a festival for Merodach, the personification of death. Merodach, Marduk, Marutuk the container. Zag-Muku informs us of how they achieved this, so I was right to wonder what lies beneath Zag-Muku. Ningersu was the god of scribes, as he is the god of spring, thunder, rainstorms, and floods, a god of the plough and ploughing, a veritable divine storm bird. The divine storm bird, or lion-faced demon, Anzu, became the good god, Imdu Good, good god Guth, meaning bull, ox, or carp. I ask you, what is a plough worth without a bull to pull it? I'd say it was an implication of his former self. And to entwine Ba'u with Merodach is known as Baalism. To entwine, convulse, or twist. Another method for saying this would be branches, blossoms, or vines. The scribes merged medical practice with witchcraft, and Ba'u and Merodach would be another example. Ningersu was married to Ba'u by the hand of the scribes, and later transferred to Merodach, as the goddess Ba'u is the goddess of healing, protection, and dogs, which is very similar to Lord Zu. All of them, all of the aforementioned, including Gudea. Zu, or Azu, is the physician of the gods, the dissector of. And can we have a dog without the implication of the children of the wolf? I think not. They zig and zag. A prickly plant, such as wild safflower. Many would simply dismiss that, but we'll leave it for a moment. Just a moment. The meaning of Zag is border, beginning, plus charm, appeal. Akkadian Shalu. Shah is a domestic pig, or to be calm, tranquil, a mark or impression, especially on the liver omen, cognate with Ba, liver model, the omen, but also with secrecy, to flee, to hide, to abandon Ba'u, to be lost, to perish. I think you'll agree that is more like Merodach, death and slaughter, and describes workers, slaves, who have fled state control, and is indeed derived from Zag, boundary, border, district. The Kuduru stone of Lord Zu, Sin, were placed beyond the border, and the intention was to expand Assyrian land by employing the Kuduru standing stone, which was by definition a large charm. who, after time, appealed to locals, gained worshippers, and then triggered assimilation of the region, creating a new beginning. The wild safflower is a disguise for Lord Zu. Safflower is a red dye. Sin Zu also means red. This is Adam, red dye in Hebrew. Adam literally means red, and there is an etymological connection between Adam and Adama. Adama designating red clay, or red ground. When the gods feed on blood, well, you can work that out. Adam is cognate with Zu, red, and to the Apkallu and their monstrous alter egos from which they were made. But it is also cognate with Hindu good, clay, red clay, loam, mud, wind, weather, rain, storm, tablet. The flood, storm, tablet, and their demonic clay figurines. The spirit was placed within them, and they shall come thither, and they shall take away all detestable things. Be aware, anything good to a demon is detestable, and they shall take away all detestable things thereof, and all the abominations from thence. And I will give them one heart, Antares, the heart of the scorpion. And I will put a new spirit within you, and I will take the stony heart out of their flesh, and I will give them an heart of flesh. The origin of the cherub is Zu. He was the first to be cursed with bird form, and the scribes put them to flight. Then did the cherubs lift up their wings, and wheels beside them, and the glory or destruction of the God of Israel was over them above, and the glory or destruction of the Lord went up in the midst of the city, and stood upon the Ker, the mountain, which is on the east side of the city. The Book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel is Zu in English gematria. And the original gods of Jerusalem were the dogmen of Canaan, dedicated to the men of renown, the Agigi, the watchers, and the mace, Sidek, the root for righteousness. In Mesopotamia, the heavenly Mitum mace, Anzu, or Sha'ur and Shagaz, the cat's eyes, who are to be counted as one, old one eye, the Agigi, the watchers. The biblical angels were originally cherubs, and they originated in ancient Babylon, derived from the worship of Lord Zu. Like the statue of Sin, they were placed beyond the borders of Assyria to poison the land and its people. This is also said of Anzu and the Ark of the Covenant. We now know whose worship is lurking beneath Zag-Muku, and we know where this narrative leads, to the cult of Merodach, who is replacing Lord Zu. So what does Zag-Muku mean? Officially, it means the beginning of the year, and as we've seen, is in line with Zag. Border, beginning, charm, appeal. The appealing border charm, and that would be the Kuduru stone, or tablet. Mu, as I've said before, refers to the context. Mumu, the word, the logos. An entry onto a tablet, speaking of a specific name. Zu is cognate with Mu, as M and S are interchangeable. These tablets were ritually broken and burnt. They were beautified, fattened, one could say, made plump, with the roar of exorcism. Installing the roars of exorcism within the Mother Goddess, a veritable brood of chaos. Those within the Kur, or Ku. Ku, to base, found, build, lie down. And similar to S and M, Ku literally branches out, all of which connect to feeding the Abzu. Zag-Muku, the beginning of the year, or to create an entry at the border. Now that should sound fucking familiar. Or to create the Kuduru stone at the border. Zag-Muku also refers to the integration of the oath to Pazuzu, who was invoked by the Scribes, allegedly to expel the demons, like the 50 old gods contained within Marduk, depicted as a 50-headed mace, and later transferred to Ashur in Assyria. The Scribes are not expelling these demons. Instead, they are invoking and releasing these demons, one could say expanding their horizon, upon the lands that are to be dyed red by conquest, Merodach and Marduk. You know this as Adam, I know this as sin. This is the Scorpius stone. Lord Zu is the source, the Anunnaki oracle, one could say the beginning and end.